Good morning students. Welcome back to social science class. Students, today we will revise the chapter Nationalism in India, chapter number 3 that we already have started in our online classes. So in this class we will revise the topic that we have done as yet. Okay students, so that's nationalism in India. That means that is the identification of a particular person to that is related with his or her country, or the patriotism of a citizen to particular country. That is a nationalism. That is the meaning of the word nationalism. Okay, so that kind of nationalism that took place in our country citizen also. So at that time that was related to that situation. Okay, then students, what we have started in the chapter, we started with the First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation movement. Okay, so what we have started in this, the First World War. Okay, so here we are going to see what was the impact or the effects of First World War over Indian economy. Okay, at that time. Let's see this. Effects of World War on Indian economy. What were the effects? Increase in defense expenditure. Of course, when the supply was there to the defense, like the soldiers were recruited at that time, and the expenditure on the arms and ammunition, etc. So that is how that expenditure related to defense increased in our country. Okay, so number two, custom duties and income tax were imposed. That means the taxes on import and export were also imposed, and the income tax was also introduced at that time. Okay, number three, prices increased. Yeah, the prices of different goods and services, they got increased, rather they doubled at that time, at the time of First World War. Okay students, then we have forced recruitment. Forced recruitment means the villagers were forced to get recruited into the army as the soldiers, and they were supposed to go to the front. That is why they were being recruited forcefully. Okay, then we have crops failure. What happened? Due to the famine that took place in our country, the crop failed, and because of its failure, crops failure, the epidemic took place also, and because of all that, our economy faced a lot of losses at that time. Okay, then that was the effects of the First World War. Number two, another topic is the idea of satyagraha. What is the meaning of satyagraha? That is, you are asking for satya. That means power of truth and the search for truth. That is the meaning of satyagraha. You are asking for satya. That is satyagraha. So in this regard, as you all know, Gandhiji came from South Africa in India in 1915, and he was also a victim of the discrimination between whites and blacks. Okay, and seeing all that situation, he decided to remove that gap, the gap of whites and blacks. So that is why when he came our country also, he wanted the discrimination to be removed totally. That is why he organized this satyagraha, and he was also come to know about the discrimination between Indians, and they were exploited so much by the Britishers. So he decided to remove that kind of discrimination, or that is why he organized this satyagraha movement. Moving towards the places where he organized this movement, these were in 1916. As you know, as I told you, in 1915 he come to India, he returned to India. Then in 1916, in Champaran, Bihar, for the plantation workers, he organized a satyagraha. Okay, because the plantation workers were exploited so much by the Britishers, and that is why in 1960 in Bihar, Champaran, he organized this satyagraha movement. Then secondly, Khera district of Gujarat. Okay, for the peasants for relaxation in revenue. That means he organized in 1917, he organized at Khera district of Gujarat, satyagraha was organized, and that was for the relaxation in the revenue. Because of the failure of the crops, the peasants and the farmers, they do not have as anything with them. They were not left with anything. That is why they wanted that the relaxation should be there in the taxes. Okay. Then third, Ahmedabad in 1918 for cotton mill workers. Okay. Then the third satyagraha was organized at Ahmedabad in 1918 for cotton mill workers. So he also wanted that they should do, the cotton mill workers should also raise the voice against that kind of discrimination. Okay, students. Then the next topic is the Rowlatt Act. What do you mean by this? It gave a government enormous powers to repress political activities. What do you mean by this? To repress political activities? As you all know, the people started gathering together and they wanted to have the meetings, and they, in that meeting, those kind of meetings, they decided how to raise a voice against the Britisher. So at that kind of political activities, to repress that, so that it should not come out, to repress that kind of political activities, this Rowlatt Act was introduced. Moreover, this act allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. That means they can imprison any Indian without the trial. Trial here means without any kind of evidences or without telling the reasons. They can imprison or arrest any Indian. So that is this act. That is why this act was imposed. Okay, students, and that too for 2 years. So they can be arrested, they can be imprisoned without telling the reasons for 2 years. So that was about the Rowlatt Act. Okay, students, hope you have understood, learned this. Thank you.